You know, buying a car is one of the most scariest things because it's a long-term commitment and you never know how many different things could go wrong down the line. But one thing that you want to be kind of sure of when you do buy a car is if you're going to a dealership, whether you're purchasing brand new or used, whether you're financing or buying outright, you expect to select a quality dealership that's going to help you if anything goes wrong, particularly when they're trying to sell you all types of packages and warranties and tire packages and all that other stuff, right? You want to make sure you're going to a quality dealership, and you want to make sure their techs and service advisors are on point with how they're doing their work and taking care of your car. So of course I went to the dealer the other day to do the factory recall that they have on the steering column. Now, just to give you a brief update on that, it's a pretty simple and easy thing to do. They just gotta grease up the splines on that rack, and it usually takes about 30 minutes. However, the dealership did break a couple things, and I wanna show you guys that. Then we're gonna head to the dealership because they gave me a call back because I did complain about it. We're gonna go see the service manager. I'm gonna try to get you guys some visuals on that, and you know, we'll see what they do for me, and I'll kind of show you guys what they did and why I'm so upset. So we'll get into it. I'm just gonna wash my car real quick, just hose it down, just so it doesn't look as bad at the dealership. I got all this like pollen all over my car from where I parked the car at the house. So I'm gonna wash the car really quick, and then we're gonna head over to the dealership. So stay tuned. All right, so I'm all done here. I just wanted to get the pollen and all the nasty leaves out of there. I don't know if you guys seen it shooting out of these crevices when I was spraying the water, but I'll give it a better wash on the weekend. I just wanted it to be a little bit more presentable when I go to the dealership. Now I'm about to get under here and show you guys what the problem is that the techs caused at the dealership, and then after that we'll ride to the dealer. All right, so before I actually go to the dealer, I want to just show and kind of document what I saw, and so that once we get to the dealer we can actually precisely see what they do for me. So I got the car jacked up already. Let me let you guys take a quick peek. I hope that there's gonna be enough light to see this down here, because it is a little hard to see, and also the jack might make it a little tougher to see. But do you see this this felt lining here? Damn, there's a lot of glare. Hold on a second. Okay, so I hope you guys can notice this felt lining here. You see how it's just completely disattached, and it goes all the way down. If you see on this side behind the jack, it's kind of hard to see here, but let's see if I can give you guys a closer look. But you see this portion here, it's ripped off. I hope the camera's picking that up, but it's ripped off right here, and it goes deeper in there under this plate here, and the dealership just never put it back on. So kind of sad to see. It's hanging down. You see it was getting roughed up by the road right here. So yeah, I was super upset at that. So aside from that felt lining, another thing that I noticed, and don't mind this dirty pollen right here, there's pollen everywhere, but what the tech did at the dealership, instead of twisting that and pulling this off, this guy just essentially, while the mat was locked in place, he just ripped it up. And I'm not gonna do it now, but just ripped it up. And the reason why I knew that is because the mat was not put back in place, but on top of that, this tab was not turned like this, it was turned like this. So I knew that this guy just ripped it up out of the socket here, which is super unprofessional. Okay, so the car is washed. I showed you guys kind of two of the problems that I found with how the dealership serviced my Type S. And let me just briefly explain kind of like what my thought process is behind all this. I take the car to the dealership to get warranty work done and recall work done and things like that. You know, I don't expect for my car to be more broke by going to a professional place, right, to get these things done. You would expect, since I'm not a professional, I don't have the correct tools and things like that, the car may be more messed up if I do it myself, you know, for various reasons. But I'm finding that it may be better to just work on the car myself and take care of some of these things myself, especially if the techs at the dealer cannot be trusted to do a quality job, to bolt things back up, to unbolt and rebolt things the way that you would expect to from a professional, right? To use the equipment and tools and things that are absolutely necessary and standard in procedures like this. So, you know, that's why it really does irk me that things like this happen. And, you know, other things have happened too, but they were kind of more minor, and I just didn't feel the need to complain about it. Things like, you know, ripping off my tags and my stickers or my plastics from my car, which I'm just a particular guy. I like that type of things. You know, I've spoken about it before on this channel. But due to that, you know, I didn't really say anything. But this time, it's like every single time I take the car to the dealer, I notice these things. And, you know, I don't want to be too harsh on the dealership. There's some really cool guys there. It's actually a pretty affluent dealership. They do have a YouTube channel. I'm not going to say who the dealers is right now, but if you know about the car, you know where I'm at. If you've been through this journey. Another side of this is that the standards of everything are down. Everything, you know? So it's like, how bad does this tech that may be getting paid $15 to $20 an hour to do a job as fast as possible feel? He probably feels like shit. That's why he started ripping everything off and neglected to bolt everything back up, right? At least that's my mentality of giving the tech the benefit of the doubt. Not to say that it's an excuse, because you still messed up pieces of my car, and for what, right? You just don't care. So part of me feels bad for complaining, but the other part of me is like, yo, I work hard for this. You know, this is the first car I've bought by myself, for myself. Nobody else touches it. It's only me. Nobody else drives it except for me. You know what I mean? So it means more to me than like a family vehicle might, right? It means more to me than like just a beater that you get just for the time being might feel, right? Because, you know, I put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into this. This YouTube channel is a testament to that. So that's why I'm kind of bothered by this one, and that's why I'm taking it back to the dealer. One thing that I'm kind of scared about is repercussions about this situation in the future. I do still have warranty with the dealership. I do still have other packages with the dealership, service packages, that, you know, by me complaining here and now, I don't want it to be an effect on my future service, because we're all just human, right? These guys are going to see, oh, this guy complains, you know, watch out for him, or let's break something off that he won't notice, but I notice everything. I work on my own car, y'all. Like, I'm not just some scrub. And that's the other side of this, is the demographic understanding, right? Somebody that buys a Type S or a Type R or any other sports car right? On the market, any sport, most sports cars, particularly today, if they're stick, anybody that buys these type of cars is more than likely going to be working on it off and on, and they're going to notice every little thing. So why would you not just do the job right, knowing that, right? I don't know, guys. I'm almost at the dealership. I'm going to try to get y'all some audios and visuals of whatever happens. Hopefully we have a good outcome with the least amount of repercussions, but stay tuned. Thanks. So, what's up, bro? Everything good? Good, man.
Yeah.
That's you?
No. Mine's like that.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So one of the things that I noticed was, you see this floor mat? It was like this tab was still twisted in the lock position, but the mat was out. Okay. So I know, like, you gotta like rip it out for it to be like that. But you know that there's no damage there or anything. But that was just something that I noticed. And then here, you see how that's down? Mm-hmm. The tab that it screws into is ripped.
Okay. Well, I got to get it up in the lift and see what I can do to repair it or replace it.
Yeah.
What I got to do. Again, it's a lot easier to see when the car's
No, for sure. But
so I'll just have the guys pull it inside. I'll go take a look myself.
yeah, but that was like what I noticed, and like, you know, I don't like complaining, but it's like I work hard for this, and it's like
I'll see what I can do
Yeah.
for you, man. But I can also let you know that the area of here, this is not an area where we need to work to do the recall or the tire. So I don't know what happened to it. It's, you know, but I can certainly see what I can do about fixing it.
my thing is, like, I work on cars too. I did everything to, like, I work on this car. I do the oil changes. I still have service packages here. I don't want this to be a situation where I'm scared to bring the car back to the dealer.
No, that's why I want to fix it. Let me take care of it for you.
All right. Yeah, well, just let me know. I guess I'll be in there waiting.
Just head inside. I'll come find you if I need you.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm back from the dealership, and the service advisor kind of snuck up on me, so I didn't really get a chance to take out the camera and show you guys what was happening. But here's the deal. I stood there, I sat in the lobby for about, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes or so. Service advisor came back, and he ended up telling me that they did fix it. However, they just put some hardware in to bolt everything up. Now, when I hear that, what that means to me is you just put like some washers, and hopefully they screwed it back into the correct holes. Hopefully they didn't make any holes, right? But I'm gonna check on that later. I'll give you guys an update. But that's what they did to fix the car, right? The wording that he used when he said he fixed it is that, you know, they do whatever they can that's the most cost effective. And to me, what that means is they weren't gonna replace the felt lining, which is what I was hoping to happen, because it is ripped, right? I showed you guys that it's ripped. It's supposed to be a complete circle where you could put the bolt in, you know, don't mind the gesture. But, you know, they said they just created a washer, put it in with some hardware, and that's what they did to fix it. So it's not actually completely fixed because I don't have the felt lining new again. But, you know, obviously they're limited to what they can do, and they just try to fix it to resolve the issue. I'll accept it because, I still have some service packages with the dealership. I don't want to create bad blood right now just because, you know, the felt lining under, I guess it happens to less Neanderthal people, which I have evolved myself into over time with working on cars. I've learned to not rip things out, but correctly take things off and put them back so everything stays as minty as possible for as long as possible. The car is fixed. Everything is all good and well. So I'm not going to complain any further about that. A car by design is a wear and tear item. So I'll take that on myself and have that understanding and move on. But for next time, I do know what may happen if I take the car to the dealership and the wrong tech gets it. And now you guys know as well. And I hope, you know, you can see this opportunity to see what I went through and help yourselves in the future. I'm sure there's plenty of other stories like this on the interwebs. You know, I don't want to completely not give regard to the service advisor, which did help me. I don't know if I want to shout out the dealership or, you know, tell you guys who I dealt with. But if you guys want to know, drop it in the comments and I'll let y'all know. But some of you guys should already know if you followed me throughout my YouTube channel with this car. This is just one of those situations where it was my day for something to break. So it is what it is. But besides that, the service that I did came out amazing. To be honest, if you guys have this car and you haven't done the recall yet, any model year Integra, 2004 and up, 2003 even, I think, go do that power steering recall, because I didn't even know how bad I needed it. But once I got it done now, the car is driving so good. Who would have known that it affects the ride quality that much? I got my tire fixed that needed to be fixed. I do recommend wheel and tire packages because they really do help in situations like this. And all is well with the Type S, one of the best modern day cars you'll feel or drive on the road all around today. Well, thank you for watching. If you stayed this long, check out the links in the description below if you want to support the channel. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll catch you guys on the next ride. Peace.